Salut! Welcome to France. It's the middle of the French Revolution, and you're about to become an assassin.
You know, I got an achievement in this game, or a trophy, I guess, which was like Baguette Boys or something. Which I thought was really racist, coming from French developers, or Canadian French, like.
It doesn't sound offensive, it sounds like something you search online.
Yeah, it's like something I have on my bookmarks, like right next to Lemon Party, it's just Baguette Boys. Wild and uncut. Anyway, this is Assassin's Creed Unity on the PlayStation 4.
Was that a female assassin leader?
She's one of them, yeah. She's like part of the council.
I didn't think there were assassin leaders. Oh, maybe that's just because I remember the first and second games. I don't think they were allowed to have female assassin leaders in them.
Well, they're not. I don't remember.
I can't remember. I think they weren't definitely in the first one with Altair. It was like only for men.
Maybe. You might be right. I was sure you could get female assassins though in... Was it Brotherhood where you could recruit assassins?
Yeah, but that is like hundreds of years after.
Yeah, fair point. So we are just being initiated basically into the assassins now.
How long into the game is this?
A couple of hours. Good couple of hours. I've just I was going to include this weird scene where you're like tripping out on drugs because you've just drunk something out of one of their goblets, and it's like 10 minutes of you having like flashbacks to scenes that you didn't see and stuff, and like just running along breaking buildings. But
that sounds
kind of
10
minutes long of me doing nothing, so that's why I didn't include it. But instead, we do have 10 minutes of loading screens, so...
That's what I hear Assassin's Creed Unity is all about.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. Even when you need to respawn in the multiplayer, you have like a minute of load. Even
Really?
though the game's still playing and somebody else is alive and moving around.
Wow.
So there's no... You can't instantly respawn.
Yeah. So tell me, have you experienced any of the game-breaking bugs that everybody says litters this game?
I haven't had... Yeah, Define game-breaking. I haven't been kicked to the dashboard or anything, but I have, like, fallen through the floor.
Oh,
got trapped in things. Died many times, just, like, caught on walls and my body's spazzing out.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I should play this
Like
game.
that. I haven't had the breaky faces, though. I had one patch installed, but another one rolled out as I'm playing. So I think I've got that installed now, but I haven't seen it post-patch. That was the Assassin's Creed refurbishment of Paris.
Yeah.
The 6.7 gigabyte patch.
Man. You know, if she wasn't saying the words assassin and abstergo, I would think this is Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, so, yeah, this is like, you know how they've gone away from that a little bit? Like, there's no more, well, I haven't seen any out of Animus, like,
Yeah.
sequences, you know, for Desmond Miles.
I didn't like that, but I didn't like it in the sense that it takes you out of the game and takes you out of the immersion. But I did like the whole story they did with it. This just seems not as interesting. It's like, oh yeah, you're now in a video game.
Yeah, I don't get really any of... I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is like... I'm seeing this in my Oculus Rift equivalent or whatever. I don't know what's going to be happening. I just don't get it. Like,
That's
I thought Black Flag was great because it was like there's two scenes when you're out of the Animus, and it doesn't mean anything.
There was a lot of scenes when you were out of the Animus. There was that weird scene where
I guess there was the one we had to hack databases or something.
Yeah, and you speak to, I think it's Minerva, who's in like a machine for some reason, even though she's some ancient gods, and she was supposed to like inhabit your body.
See, I didn't play Assassin's Creed 3, so I think I missed out on a lot of that bullshit. But I did play about 20 minutes of Revelations before I put it down. I played all of them aside from that.
I played all of Revelations and 3. I think at the end of 3 it's weird, like, this is obviously going to be spoilers, but it's an old game. You can go and find it somewhere cheap and play it if you want to. But it's like Desmond sacrifices himself to save the world from the 2012, like, end of the world doomsday thing.
That's where that goes.
Yeah, and then that was the whole story with it. And then like Minerva and another god, I think Juno. Like Juno is actually evil and she's trying to take over the world. It's so complicated. It
Are they the precursors? Is this what we're seeing here with the DNA?
More or less, yeah. There's some ancient god race that created Adam and Eve, and then they created all of the humans. And then the humans uprose and attacked them, and then the Earth was like wiped out, but the humans survived somehow.
Is that the Death Star that I'm seeing on the screen?
They are the pieces of Eden. That's what the precursors, or whatever they were called, the ancient civilization used to control humans. But then Adam and Eve were somehow immune to it, and that's how they started an uprising.
I don't I
And
wish
only
they'd take all this bullshit out.
Yeah, only
Which is
certain
cool.
people have like connections to the ancient civilization, like Desmond or whoever's reliving their ancestors' memories through the assassins or the Templars. That's why they have eagle vision.
Oh, fucking Eagle Vision.
Yeah, it's super dumb. You'd have to read a wiki page because they've changed so much on it.
I don't want to. I don't give a fuck about any of it.
Right, tell me a bit more about Unity.
Where to begin? They've done a lot to it, and I don't think any of what they've done is really good. They've taken a lot out. Some of it they've taken out wholesale, others they've like reduced, and they fucked the combat, something awful. We'll see a lot of that in these videos.
I remember in Brotherhood and Revelations you could buy shops and renovate them to earn your money. I don't think that's in this game, is it?
I bought a cafe or something, or a club, but that's related to the online, and I couldn't get on the online at the time because it was patching that big update.
Yeah.
But you can renovate Cafe Theater or whatever, which is like your entrance to your assassin's base or something. But it's not like you choose, it's like there's these 5 tiers and you have to buy the tier before. And they just unlock more Cafe Theater missions or... Like this, like she's fucking talking about the fact there's multiplayer in there. It's like so hokey, I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, that's super dumb. It's like, I hated in Assassin's Creed 4 when they kept talking about, what was it? They kept talking about other test initiates and experiencing different things. It's like, I don't care, I don't want to know that other people are playing this game, I want to just be immersed in it.
So you played Assassin's Creed 4 and you enjoyed it, didn't you?
I never finished Assassin's Creed 4, I got up to like the last few sequences, I just never returned to it.
But did you enjoy, like, playing it? Like, I understand that a lot of people didn't like the boat combat, and that's fine, that's not in this game.
I love the boat combat. The whole being a pirate thing was the best thing Assassin's Creed has ever done. Especially since I just watched all of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and then I just like jumped into playing it. So,
have you played 1 and 2?
I played 1, Brotherhood, Revelations.
Alright, good. So you played the good one. The Brotherhood.
Yeah, I didn't play the original 2.
Alright, well, in Assassin's Creed 1, do you remember how janky the combat was and how you never wanted to engage in combat because it was so, like, I don't want to say broken, but like it felt so bad and you was like trying to kill anybody was like the worst.
It was bad, but that Assassin's Creed 1 was more about stealth and not being detected as opposed to these games.
It feels like they've done that with this game, or they're trying to, because they've taken away the part where you could do the really fluid, counter and then kill everybody moves of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and 4. Like, I don't know about 3, like I said, I didn't play it, but in Assassin's Creed 2 you would like counter people, and then do that thing where you would like not get hit and dash between like 4 or 5 enemies and cut them all down, really nice.
Yeah.
There's none of that in this game. You just have like your attack and your counter and your roll. And you can eventually unlock like heavy attack, but that's just a slower attack. But it's not great. You can't even execute people on the ground until you've got an update from Sequence 9.
Wow.
So like, if I knock a dude down, I can't stab him until he gets back up.
That's
which is like
really dumb.
Really dumb, and it makes the combat drag on. But so you die in like maybe 3 hits is all it'll take to kill you, even with some of the health upgrades. The enemies take like 4 or 5, even the weaker ones. Obviously you can mitigate that with different weapons and stuff.
Yeah. I saw they did a big thing with the customization where you can buy different weapons and different outfits that increase your like different stats.
Yeah, but I thought you could do that in 2 anyway. Like,
you could buy new armor, but you would just buy new armor and it would just add to your armor counter. You couldn't like buy a bit of armor that will make you move faster, but you'll have less,
well,
defense.
That isn't it. This is the starting armor you just get, so just this is what you start with, and I don't know why I can't open this chest.
I was gonna say you're having a bit of trouble.
There's like 4 different colors of chest. I guess this is one I can't open.
You don't have enough hex coins.
Well, I think literally is one of them is you have to have so many hex coins to open this.
Another
one I know is like you have to have Assassin's Creed Initiate's profile or something to do it. Oh, there you go. It's Nomad missions. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
That's really dumb.
But yeah,
Ubisoft are always doing that, where they get like, oh yeah, play this game. Oh, download these like 10 different companion apps, or register with Uplay to do this one thing. It's like, I don't want to do that. I just want to play my game.
Yeah, like I just won't do that. So this chest we can open because it's white.
Who leaves a chest up there?
For no fucking reason.
Full of like, apples.
So I really like how Paris looks 90% of the time. Like, this might sound a bit weird, but in the place I live, this is kind of how the buildings are built. Like, all kind of like pointed in different directions and shitty looking and mismatch. Would you agree with like the tiled roofs that are like just random bits of roof stuck on top of other bits of roof?
Maybe in the middle of the town, but I wouldn't say like right where you live.
No, you're right, but
I mean, where I live, all the rooftops are like this, and there's like
Yeah.
big churches and stuff like that.
it's I don't know. I just really enjoyed this. Like, this felt. I've never been to like fucking middle-aged Paris or whatever, but this is probably where the city I live in was built in this time period, so it's probably not far from it.
Yeah.
So that
Because
feels pretty cool.
It looks really nice. Like, I don't know if the fog's there just because, you know, it helps performance and it's like, you know, hiding stuff that it doesn't have to render, but I imagine that
No,
that's
it's not
what
there all the time.
Paris would look back then with all the fog everywhere.
Wait, you see now? Look, I'm just fucking in the sky running. Like, what the fuck?
I was just about to say, oh yeah, the movement looks really smooth, and then you walk in the air.
Oh, it doesn't though. Like, that happens a lot as well. Like, you'll just be like walking up walls and shit. So they've added this new thing where you can free run up or down, which theoretically fixes the part where getting down from buildings is a bitch.
Oh yeah, you just jump like 50 foot, roll, and you'd be fine. That's the only way down.
Like, it's really good when it works, but like when you're going up, sometimes you'll just jump off in random ways. Sometimes you'll just hurl yourself off into the thing and die anyway. Like,
Yeah.
even though I'm just holding down and moving down this building and there's clearly a route I can take. And then other times you'll be like, I know there's a ledge below, I could just drop down. And it doesn't matter what fucking button combination you press, you will not jump down.
I really don't like Arno's face looking at him.
Yeah, I guess he kind of looks like Ezio. I don't know, young Ezio.
He doesn't look like Ezio, he just looks like a generic, like, young white person.
Yeah, he's a bit more tan than most characters, but yeah, the characters look really nice in this game. Whether or not you think they're interesting to look at is a different matter, but they look really nice. The insides of the buildings look really nice, but that's what I mean. Like, sometimes Paris on the outside will just look grey, which you could say is artistic, but it kind of just looks shitty.
Yeah.
Certain areas you're in and like the lighting, the time of day and stuff, which I guess is a good thing, but to look at it's really not interesting.
Tell me, are all missions multiplayer? Like, can you do this mission with multiple people?
No, there are only certain co-op missions. And heists, actually. You can play heists in this game.
I heard, yeah.
They're not good.
Did you see that Heist actually got an announced date?
Did you say it was later this year? I thought?
No, early 2015 they've said now, and they put out a trailer.
I thought... So we're talking about GTA 5. I thought that it was like end of this year it was going to be.
So did I. I heard near the end of December. But,
So they've added crouching to this game.
that's really cool. I wish that was in the other Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, but you don't need it. Like, you might see it in this video. I walk up behind people on roofs, or run up behind them, and they still won't turn around and kill me.
Yeah.
And there's other times when I'm crouching, and they just happen to spot me around this desk or whatever.
I want it in terms of, like, immersion. Like, I hate Assassin's Creed. Like, Assassin's Creed 4, for example, you know, you can hide behind walls and look around them. And that's really immersive. Like, I imagine that's what you would do if you're trying to, like, follow somebody. But you can't, like, crouch behind a little bit of wall. You just end up standing behind it.
Yeah, so the cover's pretty good, actually. But, it's kind of weird. Like, you'd be crouched behind this counter which has, like, massive holes in it, and they still won't see you. And they can't shoot you through it and stuff, like...
That's kind of
It's inconsistent. And, like, sometimes inside buildings you can't run. They just limit your sprint and won't let you jump over rooms. Other rooms you can run through and sprint over things. It's like... It's all over the place.
Yeah.
And you can't eject the Assassin's Blade whenever you want anymore.
Really? I love doing that.
Yeah, you can't equip it as a weapon, you can't do anything with it, unless you're in position to do an assassination. And only when you're from stealth.
I didn't like that if you had the Assassin's Blade equipped, you would go into fights with like 10 people and you would just use the tiny blade on your wrists instead of
I
your
thought that
sword.
was cool!
I didn't like it. I was like,
I
Edward
want the
Kenway
option
would not do that.
No, Edward Kenway went in with fucking 6 pistols and fired them all off one at a time.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So you can't do that in this game either, you only get one weapon. One melee, one ranged weapon.
That's alright to me, to be fair.
Yeah, but if you I think it was Brotherhood, where you could literally equip like 6 weapons on Ezio at once. Pretty sure. You could have like a larger weapon and your sword and your Assassin's Blade. And then your
Can
pistol.
you unequip weapons? Like, I know in Brotherhoods, or in the games with Ezio in it, I never wanted to purchase a crossbow because you could never remove it from your back, and I didn't like seeing it on my back. And I didn't like the blow dart on Edward's back either.
Yeah, I didn't like the blow darts. But they were the easiest way to get through the missions, wasn't it? Hit, like, the biggest enemy with a berserk dart, and he's gonna die anyway, so...
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what's going on here. He kills both of them, I guess.
What are Creed points?
I don't know. There's like 4 different currencies of buying upgrades. It's, yeah, so there's like just small bits like the stuff we've been talking about, they've just taken out the combat and stuff. They have taken out things like some of the open world activities, like there's no longer the part where you send away assassins, or in Black Flag it was sending away boats to do missions or anything.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Companion apps.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's none of that here.
No. This looks fun, but I've heard it's so broken and they've taken so much stuff out of it that I'm just not going to buy it. Like, if I can get it for free, I might play it, and then if that case, then, you know, I can't really complain about it.
Thing is, and I would say look for the full review, which is going to go up on the website soon. It's not just like a bad game technically, like, they haven't done anything to make this better than any other Assassin's Creed, they've just deducted things. Like, still the same shitty mission design, the fucking story is a mess.
Obviously, they have to deduct gameplay elements to add in more NPCs on the road, because that's what everybody wants.
Oh, the crowds aren't even that good. You can run through them as well. You can't, like... Things like, I don't think, or if you can, they haven't told me how, you can, like, push crowds out the way and, like, move through the crowd like you used to be able to.
Yeah.
There's none of that. You just kind of sprint through and they all glitch into one another. And you.
Well, there's a cheery...
And the crowd doesn't do anything. There doesn't seem to be groups of people like you used to have the courtesans and the bandits and stuff and the thieves I would interact with. There's none of that here. It's just you've got extremists in red and you've got guards in blue. Sometimes the guards will kill you. All the times the extremists will kill you.
Will the extremists fight the guards?
Yeah, they will. But only when, I think only when there's a fight happening already.
I was distracted by like the crowd of people running into each other there, clipping through one another.
It's not great. Like, just dialogue prompts. There's like scripted cutscenes or scripted sequences, like quick time events that I've just like completely broken for me. The camera angles being like 20 feet out, and like there's a button prompt on screen, but my two characters are standing like a meter away from each other, not moving.
I was gonna ask, have you had the incident where you'll be in the middle of a cutscene, and because it's all in game, like random NPCs will like walk in shot?
Yep, I've had that. I've had random people just like walk up and lean on the side of Arno as he's meant to be talking, as if he was a wall or something. Just having this conversation, but they're all blurry because they're not in focus.
That's pretty awesome.
You can just see it there, but I guess it's hard to see in the video. The frame rate is a mess. So it goes anywhere between like what feels like sub 15 frames a second, like this is like I could probably count these if I really tried, all the way up to like being pretty smooth.
What is the quote-unquote native frame rate for this?
I don't know.
Well, what did they advertise?
I don't know, probably 30. They're certainly going to advertise 60 early. It's 720p everywhere but PC, obviously.
They talked about, oh yeah, we're making this game 720p 30 FPS on both consoles, and everyone complained for the PS4 going, oh, don't hold the PS4 version back just because the Xbox One version can't do it. But quite clearly the PS4 version can't even run this mess of a game. Yeah,
it was bad anyway, but like, the point is that like this is the first year Assassin's Creed was co-marketed by Microsoft, so when that news comes out, like, you can kind of understand why everyone would jump to the conclusion that Microsoft was just paying them to not do that. I mean, they probably wouldn't do that, but worse things have happened.
It seems like it's genuinely Ubisoft, or whichever Ubisoft developer made this, didn't think the game... The 10 developers didn't think this game would run anything other than this.
10 development studios. There's hundreds of people credited on this game.
Wow.
I don't know. I would like to check Rogue out at some point, because I bet Rogue's fine.
It's Assassin's Creed 4 just reskinned, so I'm sure it'll be great.
But the hair is really nice in this game, I do like that. Except I met Napoleon. You meet him maybe halfway through the story or something. And I think if he hasn't got the same hair as Arno did when he was a kid, it's very similar, because they look the same, so I thought I was talking to myself, but younger. It's very weird. Because like Napoleon's really young-faced and he doesn't have facial hair or anything.
Yeah.
So it was just super weird because I thought that was the exact same hair. If it's not the same, it's pretty similar.
That's it. Like, oh no, he just looks like he has a baby face. It's like there's nothing there.
Yeah, it's he's a Ubisoft protagonist, isn't he? I guess that dude's still talking. I'm not really interested. See, you can't jump up there because you're inside the assassin temple, so you can't
No
jump or
free-
sprint.
Yep.
And that's bad.
Cinematic experience. You got to walk next to this guy.
I hate that my gamer tag is in the top left-hand corner of the screen.
That's really dumb. It's like I'm playing a single-player game. I don't want any HUD if I play a single-player game.
It's not like it's open world. It's not like I can just jump into your game and we can run around or anything. Like, we have to do specific co-op missions.
Shaking down imprisoned nobles seems a bit.
But,
Is that Altair? No, that's never mind. That's Arno.
We hadn't spent the last year hobbled by your damn
This guy sounds like some fucking redneck dude, which is
He has a point, Honoré.
stressing.
The truce was with Grand
The only French they throw in is like the odd phrase, like when they shout merd and stuff. Like, they'll throw that in.
Yeah.
They'll have some of the crowd speaking French, but
The
They're not even
Italian
trying.
Assassin's Creed had the same problem where it was just like supposed to be in Italy, and I get the whole the Animus translates it all, but it doesn't translate certain things like pace and stuff like that.
yeah, but at least Ezio had the accent. Like, this
Yeah.
dude just sounds American. Like,
With a sound strategy.
If he wants to kill
Well, Altair didn't have an accent in the first game, and people complained about that. So when they added Altair back in Revelations, they were like, "Oh, we fixed the glitch in the Animus where Altair didn't have an accent, guys."
oh, did they?
Yeah, they put that in like the quote-unquote patch notes for the Animus when it starts up.
I charge you
Pretty
to
good.
go to Madame de Paris and to find there the Templar agent, Charles Gabriel.
Look at
It's
his
hella
faces.
cool.
You will learn his
It looks nice.
When you have done
It just
They do frizzy hair really well, so that's why I kind of think it looks realistic.
in accordance with
Like,
yeah.
you'll see it. I mean, he's not really a good example because he has the curls, but like just the way Arno's hair moves, and like Elise, the Templar girlfriend you have, like she has really nice hair.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the single player mission. We've just killed a dude. Well, we didn't kill. Well, we killed one dude, didn't we? He killed
Yeah.
everyone else. But ciao.
Au revoir.